Let me tell you how I got my non-professional driver's license. The first goal is to get a student permit. Now, a student permit or SP is an official document that authorizes the holder to drive a vehicle in the presence of someone with a professional or non-professional driver's license. It is valid for 1 year. In order to get my SP, first, I enrolled to a driving school for a 15-hour theoretical driving course or TDC. In my case, I completed a program for 5 days, that is, 2 hours in a day, and I paid 1,500 for it. After that, I went to the nearest LTO office. Beside the office was a medical clinic, so I went there first for a medical certificate. I paid 500 for that. Finally, I went inside the LTO office and gave all the requirements for the student permit. The TDC certificate, the medical certificate, photocopy of my birth certificate, and photocopy of a valid ID. I was told to wait a bit, and then once my name was called, I was asked to pay at the cashier 250 pesos. Then, I proceeded to another counter for my biometrics, photo, and signature. Lastly, I took an oath and finally received my student permit. I was instructed that I can come back for my non-professional driver's license after 1 month and 5 days. So, the waiting began. From then on, I needed to practice actual driving. I was taught on some basic driving by someone I know, but I needed to enroll officially to a driving school again. This time for my practical driving course or PDC. I chose an 8-hour PDC program, so I practiced driving for 4 days, 2 hours a day again. And I paid 3,900 pesos. At the last day of my PDC, my instructor did an assessment of my driving skill. I passed his assessment and I got my PDC certificate. So during the whole month, I practiced driving whenever I can because there will be tests to be taken at the LTO office. I also watched a lot of YouTube videos, so that I will improve and learn more. Then I returned to the LTO office after a month and a couple of days. I had with me the requirements for the non-professional driver's license. First, my student permit. Second, my PDC certificate. Third, medical certificate, the one I had before, and a photocopy of a valid ID with 3 signatures. I gave the requirements, then waited for my name to be called again. I paid 100 pesos at the cashier, then took an online examination. There were 60 items and the passing score was 48 or 80% of the item. My score was 51, so I passed. Next was a practical exam. So, an evaluator was there. He asked me, you may come back tomorrow because we will be needing a vehicle. Maybe you can bring with you a vehicle during your practical exam. I said, sir, I already have a vehicle with me outside and my driver is there. He's waiting for me. We can do the practical exam now. So, we went immediately outside because he was going to evaluate my driving. The practical exam was fast actually, and fortunately, I passed. After waiting a little bit more, I went to the cashier to pay 585 pesos. And then went to another counter for a photo, biometrics, and signature. And then finally, I received my very own non-professional driver's license. So that's the storyline. That's the story of how I got my driver's license. Thanks for watching.